So I had to break up this into two videos because someone called me in the middle of recording. This is the video on an INTP's take on all the types. We were just talking about INTJs. So we already covered, they're a little too fast for me, a little bit too quick pace, but the thing that works very well with me and INTJs is that they have a very future focused attitude, which so do I. So it goes really well. We're always focused on trying to bring about the ideal future, right? So that's kind of how it goes with INTPs and INTJs. If you haven't watched the beginning of this video, then click the link that I'm gonna have on it. Okay, so, and then INTPs. What am I going to say about other INTPs? Usually INTPs fall into one of two categories for me. So either they'll kind of actually get on my nerves because I feel like they're not doing it right. I don't know what it is, but we kind of clash in that way. Or the INTP is pretty similar to me, and I can get along with INTPs pretty well. Those particular INTPs, especially if we have like similar interest, and we can talk for a long time about things, but it's always like I know exactly what they're already gonna say. I actually dated an INTP, and we could talk for a long time, but there was never like really any spark. Like I've never been like super close to another INTP because it's just boring, right? Like you already know what they're gonna say before they say. You already know who they are because that's who you are. Usually I'll only have problems with INTPs who don't seem to care about other people. Like if they're too bitter, then if you're an INTP out there who doesn't realize how valuable people are, like I know that you're bitter and I know that people don't listen to you, but you need to realize how important the people are in your life. So yeah, INTP relationship can be okay, but never very close. It's just too boring, right? All right, so let's talk about the NFs. The NFs. We'll start with the ENFJ. I love ENFJs. ENFJs are pretty awesome, and they're also one of the only types that I feel like really get me a lot of the time. They have a pretty good understanding of people in general, but the way that they can get an INTP to come out of their shell, and especially talk about their emotions, is pretty impressive. I've had a couple relationships with ENFJs. Actually, my most serious relationship was with an ENFJ. So, the only thing you need to look out for when it comes to INTP ENFJ relationships is you want to make sure that it doesn't become competitive. What I mean by that is INTPs can want to be more caring than the ENFJ or people to like them. Like they care. INTPs actually do care about how people feel about them. No matter what they tell you, they do actually care. And sometimes they can almost feel like, it's almost like they feel threatened by the ENFJ, and vice versa when it comes to the ENFJ and their theorizing when they're using their TI. They can become kind of like jealous of the INTP, of their logic ability. So you just really need to stay away from trying to like have a competitive relationship too much. It's kind of weird how that works, but yeah, it happens. ENFJs, though, definitely understand INTPs super well, and they're awesome to hang out with, and they will talk with you for hours, and you guys will have something to talk about forever, basically. Like, you just talk forever. Yeah, so just don't accuse them. Don't accuse ENFJs, if you're an INTP, of not caring enough, because we know that they care even more than you. So if you're in a relationship with an ENFJ and you're an INTP, don't tell them ever that you care more than them. All right, so ENFPs. ENFPs are super awesome. One thing that I've noticed about ENFPs is that they're always willing to listen to you. Like, they know the value of listening to other people's advice. So they're always really interested in what you have to say. And the cool thing about with INTPs and ENFJs talking is that the INTP, with their extrovert intuition second function, can keep up with the ENFP's like speed, because ENFPs are super fast talkers. But luckily, INTPs can keep up with their kind of scatterbrained demeanor, which is cool. They also care a lot about you. Like, you have to understand that ENFPs, they care what you have to say when it comes to analytical stuff, but they also do care about like how you feel, and they want you to do better in your life. They do. So yeah, ENFP INTP relationships can go pretty well. Alright, so INFJs. INFJs are super interesting and awesome, and INTP INFJ relationships can go super well. Probably INFJs understand INTPs, I think, better than any other type. I really don't know why they do, but I've definitely found that INFJs, like, they just, for some reason, understand me, like, very well. Yeah. Also, another thing to keep in mind with INFJs is they'll actually sometimes out-logic an INTP to an extent, or correct your logic. INFJs, as weird as it might sound, can be super logical, and it's always a good idea, if you're an INTP, to talk to your INFJ friend about something that you're thinking about. Another thing is INFJs are super focused on making you comfortable and making you have a good experience. They're super fun to hang out with and talk to. They always have something super interesting to say and a different perspective. So INFJs and INTPs get along super well. Working wise, they can get along really well too. Not as well as like an INTP with a TJ, especially an NTJ, but they actually can work together pretty well as well. And then we're going to end off the video on the INFPs. Now, INFPs are super awesome too, similar to ENFPs, but the thing with INFPs is they're slower. They go at the same pace as INTPs, so they're a little easier to keep up with as an INTP. Another thing, if you are friends with an INFP, like as any type, you need to you need to give them a hug. Like, they need it. And you need to listen to them. They'll super appreciate you if you listen to them and recognize the brilliance of INFPs. INFPs are super smart. They always have something to say, but they never say it. So a good thing, like, to do if you're an INTP or anyone else, is make sure you know or let the INFP know that they are brilliant and they have super good questions, um, and they can really refine your thinking, and especially when it comes to morals too, they are someone to listen to as an INTP or any other type really. But INFPs, yeah, they're super awesome. They get overlooked, similar to INTPs. So yeah, just listen to them, and you'll realize how smart these people are. Like, they really can do anything that they want to. Like, they also have, they're very passionate, right? INFPs have a lot of passion, which in a lot of ways actually makes them superior to INTPs, is their passion, their drive. They really, when it comes down to it, if they really, really try and they really care about something, they'll have much more energy and passion to get something done than an INTP. Just make sure you know that you support them and that you care what they have to say, right? Um, so yeah, that's what I have to say about INFPs, and that's all the types. So